Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone's Wednesday morning or afternoon going? Hello, hello. Sorry, I didn't mean to just slap my meat and tune you all in here. It's gonna happen again. This is a chuck roll. Shut up, phone. Hello! It's a big piece of meat, ain't it? That's what she says. Anyways, how's everyone's Wednesday going? Tristanthemeatman here. We're gonna go ahead, trim down this big old chuck roll into some chuck roasts and into some chuck steaks. No one cares. Anyways, if you don't know, I'm also live over on YouTube, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are almost there. Going to be doing a giveaway on a shirt and one of my knives. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Come tune into it. Say hi. But let's get right on into this. So first things first. No, this is CAB beef. All my beef I get in is CAB. That means it is choice Angus beef. Anook, X-Man, how's it going? Anyways, I got meat juice on my face. Oh my God, is this how they feel? I'm sorry. Anyway, so we got this big old ugly piece right here. And this is like a protective layer between the meat and the bone. It's very smooth, basically, but it's, you know, you don't want to eat it. So what we do is, I like to come over here and take this piece off right here, take it down to about right there. And it just gives me a little bit less flimsy meat to worry about. Is that a factory? It is not a factory. This is a local, small town grocery store, and I'm the meat department manager. So we're gonna go ahead and take this protective layer out just because it's not good eating. A lot of bones tend to like stick to the sides of it. Like I got a bone right here. There's another one down in here. I'll show y'all when I get it all taken off. We're just gonna go ahead and just go around and just take it out. Knives I'm using today, this is my 9-inch Knife Pro Cutlery fillet knife. It's available in my TikTok showcase. And then the other one I will be using is my 12-inch or 11-inch steak knife. Sorry, 11-inch. And that's when we're going to be dealing with these bigger pieces. Where is this located? This is the chuck roll. So this is located in that chest area on the cow, on the beef. I meant to show you all that bone, sorry. There's another little one right here. I'll show that out to you. Just a little thing, a little bone right here. So again, when we start cutting this roast off, this piece right here is just flimsy. So we're gonna set off this side, and I'll come back to it later, and I'll make some stew meat or stir fry with it. I'm just gonna go in and just kind of smooth this layer out right here. But then, as you can see, this is just, it's ugly down here, right? Chuck eye steak when you don't have a ribeye. That is true. These do produce the chuck eye steaks. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as a roast today though. I need some chuck roast out on the counter. My steaks are pretty full, so I'm not worried about the chuck eye today. Maybe cut it for the weekend though. There's another little bone right here. From there, we're just going to go ahead and pretty much just take this ugly layer out. This is just that silver skin or just that stringy fat that you see right here. Don't want that on your steaks or your roast. It's just unappealing. Super squishy, you know, not really fun to eat. Thank you, made my day. Of course. Nikki C, thanks for the follow. This is oddly satisfying. Well, if a guy slapping his meat is oddly satisfying, I'm glad I'm the guy that you're gonna watch to do it. Hey, that meat smacks. It does. So again, we're just gonna go ahead and just keep on shaving these little bits out. Sorry, YouTube. That's all we're doing. We're just prettying this up. All this stuff no one wants on their roast or their steak. Some people do want some fat, but you don't want this fat. It's all stringy and loose and not appealing. What meat is this? This is a CAB chuck roll. It's pretty much when we get all this bottom trimmed up to how I like it, go ahead and flip it back over and start trimming up this top part. So again, we get this like nice protective layer again right here, and this is where it was resting with some of these ribs up where that starts connecting to that chuck, not the chuck, the ribeye. Because when this is whole on a cow, that ribeye section is connected right here. That's where you get those chuck eye steaks or poor man ribeyes. It's basically that very, very front part of the ribeye that's connected into the chuck roll. So right here, you'll have those beef ribs, the beef back ribs area, resting, and this is that protective layer protecting the meat from those beef ribs. Red Durango, thanks for the follow. Again, if you are not aware, I'm also live on YouTube. Link is in the bio. If you aren't subscribed or followed on the YouTube, you are missing out at a chance to win one of my knives and a Tristanthemeatman shirt when we reach 1,000 subscribers. I want to say that when we get this, if we can reach 7,500 by the end of the year, we're gonna do something else. I did say I would shave my head, but I kind of switched off of that. I would look horrendous with a bald head. So trying to figure out something else to do if we could reach 7,500 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year, but it's gonna be something big. That's the goal here. Mr. Beast sells steak now. Shit, if I was half as rich as Mr. Beast, I'd be touring around the western part of the United States in a meat barbecue trailer and barbecuing for lots of people. Homeless, everything. So you got that ugly part taken off. Now we're pretty much just stuck with these extra pieces here on this chuck roll. This, as you can see on the bottom, is just fat. Nothing really here you can do with it. It would make a really ugly roast and very ugly steaks if we left this on. So we're gonna follow it on this top part, and it's just basically gonna take out this section of fat. So get this all nice and angled. Hit it right there. Get all this fat taken out. We could repurpose this, but this is just gonna take more time than it's really worth to try and repurpose into stew meat. Make really good trim for some ground beef. So we're just gonna put it in the trim bucket. Next, we're just gonna go around. This is like a little tendon. This is like super rubbery. Don't want to eat that. That is 100%, you will be chewing on gum, all right? Meat flavored gum or tendon flavored gum. Liked and subscribed. Thanks for the like and subscribe. Came from TikTok. Thank you all who's came from TikTok to the YouTube. It's pretty much all we got left to worry about on this top of this chuck roll. Squaring the side up over here is this ugly part right here. Little trick that I was taught back when I was learning how to start cutting meat is just kind of shave it out. What that means is we're just going to kind of hit it at a had it at an angle. Sorry, YouTube. And we're just gonna take this top layer of this whole side out, basically. You could just work at it, but it takes a little bit longer. So if you just hit it at an angle and just take it all off, it works. Sorry, trying to keep it all on video for both platforms. They got a little funky there with that weird cut. We got it all nice and trimmed up. It's a nice big old piece of meat. Give a couple snaps. And now this very front roast that we're going to take off is going to be our chuck eye roast. Still technically just your chuck roast, but I like to call it a chuck eye roast because that's where your chuck eye steaks are. Love your vids, sending love. I like to subscribe too. Thank you so much, Kitty. Subbing just came from TikTok, my boy. Lucas, thank you so much. So we're gonna keep these decently kind of small, but at the same time a nice size. They're not on sale. I did get them in this week. I don't really have them on sale. I hate when there's a big old fat piece like this because I don't want to sell that roast like that. I might just cut this chuck eye out and sell a thick chuck eye if I'm being honest. It's a big piece of fat. I don't think anyone would want to buy that, right? If you're putting that in a crock pot, how many of you would want that? Should I just cut this into a thick chuck eye? We're gonna take it out right here. This is that chuck eye steak. It's pretty thick. You're a meat judger? Cut it? Oh, you would buy it? You would buy it with that fat in there? Or should I cut it into a chuck eye? Yes, cut it. Cut it. All right, let's cut it into a chuck eye. It's pretty simple. You could literally just pull it apart. That's how easy it is to make this chuck eye. You'll get a little bit of these fat fibers in here wanting to stick. And we'll just go ahead and trim down this back. And that's a nice, thick chuck eye steak. Shit, I might buy that myself. Not for you! Come over here and just take this meat off, throw this extra fat away. You can use this piece for some stew meat. Get the rest of this meat out of here, separate from the fat. Throw that in the trash. This in the trim bucket. This in the trash. Looking good. Big Z204, thanks for the follow. Much better. I agree, but we still got this fat right here, so I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take this off right here, stew meat that. And we're gonna just take this fat piece out. Some chuck rolls get this really thick fat deposit right there, and it just ruins the steaks in the roast for this beginning part. Annoying. It's part of the job though. Then we're just gonna go ahead and cut a couple more roasts. Maria, the real Alex Capo, thanks for the follow. Crisp slaps. Subscribed and liked, thank you so much. So this is a man that says it's 5 pounds on the label when it's really 3 pounds. Nope. Everything that gets put in it's weighed up, it's its actual weight. I don't jip people up, that's not how this goes, come on. Get another nice chuck of roast right there. That's our first one. Go ahead and get another one. Scoot it on down here for YouTube to watch. It's another nice chuck roast right there. put the roast over on this side. Steaks right here. I'm gonna do one more roast and then we'll start cutting some steaks. To hire an ice? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what an ice is, sorry. Tiffany, thanks for the follow. Got another nice chuck roast right here. That's a real nice one. If you're gonna do some beef burn ends, some poor man's burn ends, that would be a nice chuck roast to do it with. So I'm gonna cut some chuck steaks. These are what I put my family pack in right here. And these chuck steaks are bigger than that. So what I tend to do is one big steak gets cut in half. That keeps my price down to a little bit on the package. And so it gets one steak cut in half for a family pack. Sometimes if they're a little bit smaller, I can actually get 2 steaks into a package, but these chuck steaks carry a lot of weight to them. And if you put 2 full steaks into it, you get up to like that $20, $25 for a package, and no one wants to buy a chuck steak package for $25. So we keep them decently sized, you know what I mean? Kelsey! I have the biggest package. Hate to tell you, but I think this package of meat has it beat. Anyways. How do I prefer cooking my chucks? I usually smoke them, but I can't really barbecue where I'm at right now. It's a company policy where I'm living, so I'm gonna get a crock pot, and chuck roasts are actually really, really great in a crock pot. This would be actually a really great roast in the crock pot as well. For pretty much any chuck roast you get, it's fantastic in the crock pot. Had to break down the hind and 4/4. It's really hard to find hanging beef nowadays unless you get into a slaughterhouse or a customs beef shop. But even then, sometimes even those custom beef shops are still getting in primal boxes and none of it's hanging. So it's kind of a dying part of the job, part of the lifestyle is hanging beef. But there are still quite a few people that do it. Great for some birria tacos. Exactly. How long is the study process to know what you are cutting? It only took me three weeks. I learned how to cut everything off of a cow, pig, bone in, boneless, primaled out, sectioned out, not hanging or quartered or halved or anything. But I learned how to cut everything in 3 weeks. Very rare case. Usually an apprenticeship takes 6 months to a year, depending on which company you're working for. But my boss was an absolute unit of a teacher and meat cutter, and I was very just inclined to learn this, and it just clicked with me. You ain't got carpal tunnel? Not yet. Can I eat only meat? Yes, carnivore diets are actually really good for you. A little bit of fruit added into it, get that sugar, get those other vitamins and nutrients. But a carnivore diet, meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eggs, really good diet actually. I really want to get into it. It's just an expensive diet. And being a single dad in this world right now, it's very hard to just live off of a carnivore diet. So we got 4 roasts. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. These are my 40 trays. That's what I put my roasts in, unless they're really, really, really big roasts. And then I'll put them in my family pack package. But none of the roasts need to be in this big of a package today, so we'll keep it right here. Got 1 chuck roast. Wayne, Janice, Rising Critters, thank you all for the follows. Again, if you aren't aware, I am also live over on YouTube. 1,000 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway on one of my knives and one of my Tristanthemeatman shirts. If a lady wins, she gets the option between the tank top or one of my regular shirts. DJ Fasolo, thanks for the W. Thanks for the W's. Slap my meat for you. Appreciate the gift. That last roast is probably 35 bucks. You want to take a bet? I'll bet you a Galaxy that it's under $23. Eric, thanks for the let him cook. Hopefully we get no more people are going to, okay. I gotta figure out how to turn this co-host thing off. 1 second, everyone. 1 second. Settings. Let's see if this works. Sorry, had to stop for a second. People were trying to request to go live with me, and it makes the live lag. So hopefully we get that fucking done. Figured out. So to let him cook. Thank you for the let him cook. Best meat for jerky. It just depends on what you're really looking for. You can thin slice your eye of round and get these medallion shaped beef jerky things, beef jerky slices. Or you can do your top round, which is where you get your London broils. DJ Fasolo, thanks for another W. Let's go. W's in the chat. And you can use that London broil piece, the big old top round. And you can get longer strips. And you can trim up those longer strips into shorter strips. I would recommend the inside round. If you can afford the whole one, you can get a lot of jerky out of that. But if you can't afford a whole one, wait till London broils go on sale and just ask for a thick cut, however big you need, of a London broil, and you should be able to get a decent amount of jerky off of that. So these chuck steaks are pretty big. So like I said, we're gonna just cut these in half. We'll get some family packs out of this and a couple small ones. About how much do I make per year? I can share that. I'm not gonna share my hourly rate. You'll be able to do the math, but about 35,000 a year, I want to say, working a full 40 hours a week every week all year. I want to say it would be about 36,000 a year. Not that much. It's a decent salary. I mean, I get paid hourly, but it's a decent wage for the year. Been cutting for 20 years. I really like watching how others keep it up. Yeah, I appreciate it. I do the same thing. I'll browse through TikTok and I'm just like, it's a little bit different than how I cut it. Please say hi, Libby. Hi, Libby. What do I do for work? I am a meat department manager at a local grocery store. So I order, I cut, I clean, I wrap. I do literally everything. I am an army of one. I actually just got rid of my helper on Monday. He was just a nightmare. But I'm officially army of one. It is just me back here. I even have to throw my freight. I got to do literally everything back here. All in all, how was I taught to cut meat? I had a really good boss. I needed help, and I was already I was wrapping super quick. As soon as I get done wrapping, I just come over and I just watch him. I just watch, and if I was just watching for too long because I was giving him too much shit about, man, you're slow. He wasn't slow. I just like to yank his chain. And he'd be like, fine, pick up a knife and start cutting this into stew meat for me, or stir fry, or getting it cut size down so you could go run it through the tenderizer and stuff. So I was already very intrigued when I got into the meat department. Talked a lot of shit to my boss. So helped me get into meat cutting even a little bit better. How much I get paid per hour? I'm not going to say how much I get paid per hour, but it's about $35,000 a year. I don't know why I'm watching this, because you're like watching a guy slap his meat. That's why. All right, so this is our top sirloin. That piece that I kind of already took off, a little bit of it. We got that protective layer again between the meat and the bone. Super, you can glide your hand or anything right over it. It just glides that bone to protect the meat. No reason to leave it on. It tastes like crap, even if you cook it correctly. Like cook it with the rest of the meat, it's just not going to taste good. There's nothing, I mean, there's probably some protein or nutrients in it, but it just doesn't taste good. Get that all taken out. So once we get that all taken out over here, we're just going to work on all this fat. And this is where that fat cap, or not the fat cap, the picanha is attached to. So once we get all this fat taken out, we can start shaving out little bits right here. And then we'll be able to just peel it all off. It's very satisfying. It's one of my favorite pieces to cut, is this top sirloin to get this picanha cap. It's also one of my favorite pieces of meat, the picanha. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start pulling this apart. Super satisfying to watch, super satisfying to do. Sometimes the fat likes to hold on to it, so you just gotta kind of nick it. Just keep pushing, working your way through it. And then it will eventually just pop off. So this is your picanha cap. We'll come right back to that. But the rest of this is our top sirloin. My favorite is whole sirloin cap and chuck eyes. Hell yeah. Ever do elk or deer videos? So that's the plan. I want to get into doing wild game. But the thing with wild game is you got to draw a tag and you got to fill the tag. I haven't been able to fill a tag since I got back into hunting again. I drew a tag last year, didn't see anything opening weekend. That was the only weekend I got to go out because my brother took me, but he had an elk tag. So he could only take me out 1 week of the month while he was out trying to get his elk. He didn't get his elk. He got his cow elk this year though. But his friend was with him from Nevada, and he took all that back to my mom, and her husband just got done trimming all that up last Friday or something like that. So I just need to draw a tag, and then that's the plan, is to eventually start posting some wild game breakdown videos. Just kind of squaring this up, sorry, taking all this ugly stuff off I don't like. I'm very nitpicky. Probably have a slight case of OCD, so yeah. Again, thank you all for the likes. Been tapping the screen. I appreciate you so much. If you've gone over to the YouTube and subscribed to the YouTube, I also appreciate you and thank you for that. And if you've sent any gifts and I've somehow missed a gift, I am so sorry. I get a little bit one-dimensional and just looking at my meat, all the support from all of you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into cutting this. Again, 11-inch steak knife from Knife Pro Cutlery. Link is in the TikTok showcase on my profile. And then this blue handled one is my 9-inch fillet knife. So the very front end of this top sirloin has this steak. And as you can see, it's very ugly on this side. I could watch your videos for hours. I'm a teen learning how to cook right now, and your vid gave me inspiration and make me so happy. That put a smile on my face. I had a rough week already this week. I really don't feel the best today. So thank you for that. Kayla, thank you for the 2 roses. Kayla the Herd, appreciate it. And the baseballs. Let's go Dodgers. Dodgers in 5. I was about to comment that the other night, but then I got a little cocky on the game last night. And I was like, no, they're going to sweep them. And then it didn't work. What was that? 16 baseballs. Holy shit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the support of everyone else. So I appreciate you all. What do I use to sharpen? Well, I actually haven't have my knife sharpened in almost a year. We are now almost 11 months into the year, and the only thing that I use is a knife steel, and this just hones the edge. The edge that is already there, I'm just straightening it back out. And yeah, because I normally send my knives out to get sharpened, but my address, I have a new address. I've only been here for a month, but I can't get anything sent to my new address because it's not completely filled into the postal service yet. And haven't heard back from them. So if I haven't had to sharpen my knife in 11 months almost, and it is still cutting just almost like it is brand new, because that's how good I take care of it, I would highly recommend Knife Pro Cutlery, and that is over in my TikTok showcase in the top of my bio profile. That looks good to cook. This is actually all a very nice cut of meat. You could buy a top sirloin steak, and if you're doing a stir fry, you can stir fry that steak. Really good meat for stir fry. You know, if you didn't want to go and get the regular stir fry out on the counter, because mine comes from iBrown. It's the cheapest meat I can use to keep my price down on stir fry. But you could just buy a top sirloin steak too. It's what my ex-wife would do when she would do beef stir fry. That's what the recipe called for, is top sirloin steak. Slap the meat. I could slap the meat. But yeah, you know, I'm always just I really love this knife. This knife brand. It's a really good brand, and I've never had a problem with it. Really comfortable grip. It could be a little slippery sometimes because it's plastic, but if you feel like it's a little slippery, you just wipe it off and you get back to a really good grip. Didn't think I was gonna do it, bro. I always slap. Someone tells me to slap my meat, I slap my meat. Someone gives a galaxy, I'll stand here and slap my meat for like 3 straight minutes. I'll just a round of a meat for the galaxy type of thing, you know what I mean? I always slap my meat. It's what I'm here for. Especially on these really easy days. I set myself up yesterday to have a nice easy day today. Yeah, they're probably out there like, I don't know who's back there, but they're getting some back shots. And let me tell you, back shots. Any seasoning I recommend. I actually really like Meat Church. The Bearded Butchers also have a really good seasoning line, like really good. I was on their seasoning like it was crack when I first discovered it. But Meat Church, Bearded Butchers, even Traeger has a good line of seasonings. I really like their prime rib seasoning. That's actually a really good one to put on steak. It doesn't even have to be prime rib. You can just put that on any steak and it's really good. All right, so this back piece, perfect small steak. So we're just gonna set that aside. And it's kind of like the chuck steaks. These top sirloins are $8.99 a pound. I'm supposed to have them at $9.99 a pound, but I'm a nice guy. And I'm gonna keep them at $8.99 a pound. I'll make my 25% instead of my 34 is what it was. Just because I don't need everything in my meat counter just getting jacked up in price because no one's gonna wanna buy everything. But I'll do one whole steak on the bottom and then I'll do a half a steak on top for a family pack. Kalu, I'm gonna just say your last part because I can't say the front part. Kalu, thanks for the share. Dal Kyle for now. Thanks for the follow. Rider chick, a Raiders chick. Sorry, I was about to ask what kind of bike you ride. Raiders chick, thanks for the follow. Chet Russell, thanks for the follow. Okay, best cut of steak, ribeye. Hands down, the best cut of beef on a cow is going to be your ribeye because of that spinalis dorsi cap on the very front end of that ribeye steak. Best cut of meat ever. It's hands down the best. And then my second favorite is this picanha. This picanha cap is super tender, super juicy, has good meat flavor. I call it kind of a cross between a filet and a ribeye because it's got that super juiciness. It's got a really good tenderization to it, and it's naturally got a really good taste to the meat as well. So usually the bigger steaks are the ones I get cut in half, so that's a pretty big one. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one in half, and it will be up here on top. And then the small one right here could go right there on the bottom. And then since I cut a couple small chunks and a chuck eye, we already got one small top sirloin here, so we'll go ahead and get a family pack right here. Dare you to eat a piece of raw meat? I'll do it off my New York. It's the second highest quality of meat I think would be out here, besides a ribeye. I usually just do with my ribeyes. I think the New York should be okay to do that with. I'll eat a small little piece of raw meat off my New York. Not a problem at all. If anyone's asking what these are, this is a soaker pad. It just absorbs all the meat juice that leaks from the steak. I know a lot of people like to think it's blood, but it is not blood. It is a broken down protein called myoglobin. It's either myoglobin or hemoglobin. I always get them confused. Dyslexic sometimes, yeah. But meat, as soon as it starts aging, it's breaking down. It's starting to it's starting to spoil. So in the process of that, your meat's breaking down the protein, and that protein goes from those solid, itty bitty organisms in the meat, and it breaks down into a liquid, and that's where you get all this meat juice from. So the soakers collect the meat juice. I usually put an extra 1 or 2 in just so I don't, especially in the roasts, so I don't have to rewrap it or worry about a customer picking up the package and then going, ew, my hands, there's blood. It's not blood, but then they'll come and ring my bell. Do you got a paper towel? It's like, no, not for you. Go to the bathroom. But so I just do whatever I can to make it to where my customers don't have to worry about anything that's going to bug them, as far as a leaking package or me having to go out, clean my counter because a package of meat leaked everywhere, and then I got to rewrap it. Everyone, this is my mom right here, Molly Haregi, author, creator. If you're not on TikTok, YouTube, my mom is also a author of a vampire trilogy called Fated, a vampire trilogy. You can Google her or find her on her, I think it's Amazon as well. It's Molly Haregi, Jauregi. Molly Haregi. Fated, a vampire trilogy is a fantastic book series. I highly recommend if you like reading or know someone you like reading or you have kids, nieces, nephews who like reading and they love supernatural stuff. I highly recommend it. Sarah, thank you for the rose. Bottom round, no, this was our top sirloin, and this is the picanha cap off of it. I don't need to cut any bottom round today. I have a couple rump roasts out on my counter, have a couple bottom round steaks, and I have carne asada. So I am all good on bottom round. It's actually a really good one to do your jerky with too. I forgot about that. The person who asked what meat is good for jerky, you got eye round, top round, and bottom round's a really good one. You got Idaho Prep Company here in Idaho. He lives over in Nampa. Pretty sure that's where he says he's from. And he makes his own homemade jerky. He has his own company. It's called Idaho Prep Company. It's actually really good, fantastic jerky. Sarah, thanks for the heart meat. I send you a heart back. Don't they lose the redness by freezing them? Yeah, I would say your meat loses a little bit of that redness, but it's just because meat, or when you freeze stuff, when you're already freezing something, the ice and everything's just pulling that color out, basically darkening it. I'm pretty sure that's all it is. I really don't know why the color changes because it freezes, but it does do that. But anytime you freeze something, the quality of it is going to go down. That's just how it's going to happen, unless it's already something that's supposed to be frozen, like ice cream, popsicles, ice. Those things don't lose its quality unless you start to thaw it, and then it's soup or sticky or water. But when you freeze meat, you're freezing a whole piece of something. You're not just freezing something that's supposed to be frozen. So you get meat fibers, you get the protein now freezing, and it just does what it does to the meat. Nothing you can really do about it. I'm sure there's different ways of freezing to help preserve it a little bit better. Like if you put it in what are those things that completely suck all the air out? Carne asada, you can really cut carne asada from pretty much anything. I cut it from the flat just because I could keep it at a cheap enough price. I can keep it at $6.99 to compared if I do it off of a chuck roll. I'm gonna have to charge like $8.99 a pound for it. So I use bottom round. And I was married to a Mexican, and her mom, full-blown Mexican, barely speaks any English, told her to tell me that this meat that I started bringing home for carne asada, instead of the shoulder clod, which is what the Mexican store sells, is way better. But every now and then, if I had a really good looking chuck roll and I wanted some tacos, I would thin slice that chuck steaks, and I'd take that home for carne asada. But as for my counter, it's bottom round. Throwing the trim away, trim's going in the trim bucket. And that's generally not a lot of trim, if we're being honest. Chuck roll, top sirloin, it's not too much trim. Jill, thanks for the share. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this down into some picanha steaks. Depending on where you are located, this might be called the coulette or the rump cap. But in Brazil, they call it the picanha. I really like that name. Like I'm fascinated by that name. It's one of my favorite meat names as far as the whole cow goes. picanha. It's just super fun to say it. So I call it the picanha. But you're not gonna probably go into a grocery store and see the label saying picanha. It's probably gonna say top sirloin cap steak, or might just say top sirloin like mine do. But if you know what you're looking for, these are really, really, really good steaks. They kind of look like a tri-tip steak or a New York strip steak. These are really good steaks in my opinion. I love smoking this cat whole, reverse searing it, and then cutting my steaks, and oh my god, it is... sheesh! It is so good. Is a cow stressed before dying? No, I mean, if it's watching other cows, it might be like, oh shit, but usually I don't think they have cows watching other cows get... yeah. I would say they try and make it as stress-free as they can. Oh, this is always my little, it can be a little bit smaller, but it's always it's always for the chef. It's the chef steak. That little piece of meat's gonna cook drastically faster than any of those other pieces of meat. So he gets to kind of snack on that one while the rest of the steaks get to finish. That's what I'd use it for. It's the chef steak. It's his little snack. All right, so we got a bunch of meat over here. We're gonna go ahead and get all this stew meat trimmed up so we don't create a big old pile, because this stuff gets annoying. I'm not even gonna worry about this one. I don't even know why I saved it all. Oh yeah, I saved it so I could get this stuff off. Nothing really saved this one for. Make better trim grind than it would for stew meat. More time you spend back here in the meat department, the more pieces of meat you can look at. Be like, yeah, I can't use you for stew meat, but after a day or two, you are going to start to turn a different color quicker than the rest of this meat. So trim bucket, I don't got to worry about it. 10S tray, nope, this is my two tray. My 10S tray is, well, I don't even have a 10S. I have a 10P. I have a 10P, and that's what I put my tri-tip in normally, or my London broils. I do the same work, hell yeah. All right, so now we're just gonna start. Deal with customers. Every now and then I'll get a customer to ring my bell, but usually for the most part where I work, service doesn't pick up till normally later in the day. Usually the mornings are pretty chill and pretty laid back. I had a guy come in this morning asking me if I could cut two smoked hocks, a ham hock. If I could cut two of them in half on my saw for him, and I was just kind of staring at him like, oh. I was like, I can, but I'm gonna have to clean my saw for just 2 minutes. It's gonna be 20 minutes of cleaning for 30 seconds of work. And he's like, oh, you haven't used your saw yet? I was like, I don't even need to use my saw this week, man. But I did tell him if he comes in probably next week or the week after, my price on them should be a little bit lower, and I'll hook him up. Cut all the pork at my job. I love it. I actually hate cutting pork. Super easy for me. I blow through the pork, but I just don't like cutting pork. Super boring. Best way to do beef brisket, if you have to do it indoors and you can't smoke it, ooh, you know, I'm not even sure if it's not even worth doing if you can't smoke it, and that's just truth. Oh, I mean, oven, but you're gonna have that oven on for like 10 hours, 9 hours, and it's still probably not gonna even come out anywhere near as good as what it would be if you smoked it. That's just the truth. I think all of us cutters hate cutting pork. I would hope so. I was afraid of that. Yeah, you know, I've just personally never seen anyone do a brisket in the oven. I've always seen it getting smoked. I mean, you can do prime rib in the oven, but you're just doing medium rare, so you're only taking it up to the 130. Brisket, you're smoking till 205, 202, so, or cooking till 20. Yeah, I'm not sure if an oven's really an option. I would say it probably is. It's just not going to turn out as great. If you do it, make a video and tag me in it, because I would like to know, for future reference, if it does turn out anywhere in the ballpark of it being okay, or if it's just generally a waste of time. Someone was wanting me to eat a raw piece of meat, so when we get this trimmed up, I got you. Yeah, I got you. It smells just fine, so I got you. Good cheap cut of meat to get at the store. Ooh. Beef-wise, what's a good cheap steak? Your petite sirloin steaks, your ball tip, your petite sirloin, I would say those would probably be your best, cheapest steak to go, because it's cheaper than your top sirloin. But if you're trying to spend, you know, just like $1, $1.50 more, then your top sirloin would be a good one. $1.50 a pound more, not a package. I mean, the package could be just a little bit more, but it also depends on the size of the steak, size of the package. Again, if you're not aware, I am also live over on YouTube. The link is in my TikTok profile to get my bio to get to the YouTube. We reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. One of my knives, whether it's my Victorinox or Knife Pro, will be given away with one of my Tristanthemeatman shirts. Has to be US only. I don't really have the money to ship to Canada or Mexico or anything, or Europe, but 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube by the end of the year. Giveaway for a knife and one of the Tristanthemeatman shirts. I do have a tank top for the ladies. If a lady wins and she would like a tank top, or she can just get a men's universal t-shirt. And if we somehow reach 7,500 by the end of the year, haven't figured out what, but it's gonna be something big. So if you'd like to support me just a little bit more, go subscribe on the YouTube. I am posting videos on there weekly, or trying to when I can. All right, so we got this belly trimmed up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this tail off. There's not too much meat usually on the tail. Trimming up the belly because sometimes there's a little bit of bone stuck into it, but it was pretty much a good belly today. Just taking off the little bits that were touching the bone. One was connected to the short loin. That's where you get your T-bone. Just turns meat just color a little bit quicker, so you want to just get that out of there. Once I got it all nice and trimmed up though, I subbed to your YouTube. Hey, I appreciate it. I got that.
Also, were you using panels for cooking current or perfect and so Monday, Thursday, obviously, Saturday. So Monday, Thursday, Saturday, you can just get half of that. So Monday, Thursday. So you're gonna do like a 7 to noon on PM? 8 p.m.? So Monday, Thursday,
Same schedule on it.
okay, so they just need to know what, like, work PM on the Thursday side.
Sorry, management shit. That was the store's assistant manager. I had to talk to her about something. Had some check problems. She texted me a little bit ago, but obviously couldn't get back to her, so she came back here and that was that. She didn't even have anything to say. She just smiled when I turned over and she's like, oh. But this is our New York strip or strip loins where you get your New York steaks. I like to kind of make sure that there isn't too much fat taken off. But this right here is a good piece to kind of just take off from the beginning. This is just rubber. Who cares about this? I cut it off on every steak individually anyways, so that could potentially save me just a little bit of time on every steak. It's literal rubber. If your meat cutter keeps this on, he's just trying to get a little bit more money out of you. Sorry if you're a meat cutter and you're in here and I said that, but it is true. My customers can't eat it, or I wouldn't want to eat it, I don't leave it on. I could probably get in a lot of trouble for some places cutting how I do, but my job likes what I do, and that's all that matters. Do I work at a store? I do. I'm a local, small town meat department manager at a local grocery store. Do I like Costco meat? I haven't bought meat from Costco since I've been a meat cutter. Do I like meat? I love meat. Watch, I'm gonna eat a piece of raw meat in just a second. Square off this side of the New York. Raw meat, just cut it straight on stream. Why am I wasting so much? What do you mean, why am I wasting so much? You can't cut a steak off of this side. It's uneven cut. How much do I do a week in sales? About 12 to 14,000. Can you not get sick from that? You can, but you need to do it with good cuts of meat. So like your ribeye, you can get by with it with your New York or your filet mignon. If you go to like a high-end restaurant, like if you go to Hell's Kitchen or one of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants, beef tartare is very thin sliced filet mignon, your beef tenderloin, raw, served in a little dish with like some vinegar seasoning on it or something. I don't know what the seasoning is. And then you put it on a cracker and you eat it. You can eat it with some, what are the fish eggs called? We could put a little bit of that on it. It's high-end eating right there. But I faced it so much, I didn't though. It might look like it from the watcher's point of view, but I'm up here looking at the meat. My view's a little bit different than yours. Put some salt on it. Yes, I need to have like a little salt holster for when I'm ever back here. You know what? A little bit of raw meat. Throw some salt on it. Throw it in my mouth. Some garlic salt. That would be even better. Some steak tartare. Yes, I've never had it, but whenever I watch like the cooking channel and I see people eating it, I'm just like, man, I really want to try that. Rachy, thanks for the follow. Will raw meat give you food poisoning? If you eat like low quality, like if I were to eat raw eye round and like a little bit more pieces in there, like a couple more pieces, that probably would upset my stomach. But when you eat the high quality, Sorry, got TikTok needing me to put this puzzle piece on the screen to let them know I'm still here. Shit, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. TikTok distracted me. Touch of pepper too. Ooh. Yeah, that was in Simmerlees. Or not Simmerlees. That was a farmhouse grocery out in Wendell. Or not Wendell, Shoshone, sorry. I can't remember shit today. I'm not feeling the best, remember. Didn't really get too much sleep last night. Knees were swollen and it was causing me a bunch of pain last night. But farmhouse grocery, it's a store name out in Shoshone. Owner's a dickbag. And fired everyone there because he had his own crew he wanted to bring in after he bought the store, which by all means it's his idea, it's his store, so by all means he gets to do what he wants. But he fired me to bring in the lady who got fired to bring me in because she was very bad at her job. And from my understanding, that meat department is absolutely horrendous and gouging money. So he shot himself in the foot there. Which knee was bothering you? Both of them. They were both swollen last night. I have bad knees. I have a bunch of cartilage in my knees, and they were just massive last night. Mike Miller. I know a couple Mike Millers. It's so weird how that's actually a common first and last name for Mike. And then we get 1, 2, 3 family packs, 4 smalls. The thing about stew meat is it's pretty much all the meat that I cut throughout the day. And if I could save a piece of it, and then it gets put into a package. So this package of stew meat has chuck and top sirloin in it. So you get chuck and top sirloin. This package is going to have a very small little bit of New York and a lot of eye round. And then I'm sure some of y'all, if you cut meat in here, are gonna get after me when I say I'm gonna cut a stir fry for my eye round, but it's the only thing I can make a decent sales on with it without losing money or charging too much for stir fry. I have my stir fry at $6.99 a pound with my eye round. Now if I wanted to take my top sirloin and cut stir fry with it, I would have to charge like $7 or $7.99 to like $8.09 a pound. Don't want to do that. Company stopped cutting in store a long time ago. That's no fun. Knees swollen. What was I doing last night? I just had bad knees, man. Always watched you on TikTok. Didn't even realize you had a YouTube. I've had a YouTube for a while. This is only like my 3rd live going live on YouTube. And back where I used to work, it was really, really hard to record a YouTube video because one, my phone didn't have enough storage on it, so I couldn't record a 15-minute long video. I legit couldn't. Even 5 minutes was impossible. And then there was also deli, line 1, or produce, line 1, or store manager, line 1, or, it was every like 15, 20 minutes over the intercom, something was going off. So I don't want that just going on my YouTube videos all the time. Now I'm somewhere, I have my volume turned down, don't hear anything. I can hear something, but y'all can't hear it. And yeah, so it's just trying to branch out and grow. I did see that there are a decent amount of people kind of watching my videos on YouTube, and I love it. I have a video that's like 2 weeks old and I have like almost 6,000 views on it. That just kind of get me giddy. I have 6,000 views on a YouTube video almost. Like, hell yeah. Ryan, TCMD10, thanks for the follows. Hey, 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 what did I say? Gotta slap my meat. See, and this is also stuff that we take off. You know, if people are always like, you're over trimming and all this. Like, do you want this myoglobin trapped silver skin? Like, no, like that's not fun at all. It doesn't look good at all either. It looks like a booger, isn't that? Just like, what's here? Ugh. Ugh. He a freak. Only in the sheets. Maybe in the streets. Thanks for the rose. I hope you're having a good day. So we're going to be taking off all the fat because we're going to be doing stew meat and stir fry. So we pretty much we just need meat. That's all we need. Just meat. Tristan the Meat Man. He's got the beef. I usually have someone do it for me, but these knives haven't been sharpened in almost a full year. I got these knives in beginning of the year, January, like January 2nd is when I got them. And the only thing that I do is touch it up on my my steel to hone up my edge, and that's all I do. Knife Pro Cutlery, 9-inch fillet knife, 11-inch steak knife. Link is in my TikTok showcase. You can buy one or the other and you get free delivery on it, or you can buy both. And then guess what? Still get free delivery. Fantastic quality knives. I used to use a Victorinox, and I actually still have Victorinox, but I prefer my Knife Pro. My spanking or slapping. You can interpret it whatever way you want. Looks like a placenta. Yeah, it's a little snot nose thing is what it is. Looks like a booger. Get right underneath this fat. Here soon, I'm gonna actually have an apprentice. I'm gonna train my second person ever I've ever trained in my life. First person I ever trained was right after I got 6 months after I got bumped up to meat manager. I was working alone for 6 months at Ridley's. That was straight hell. And then the assistant deli manager, her son graduated and he needed a job, and I taught him how to cut meat right out of high school. He really enjoyed it. It's a really good life skill to have. You know, if you get tired of, you know, say you're working outdoors for like 10 years, but you learned how to cut meat 10 years ago. You just didn't think you wanted to do it. Well, guess what? If you still know how to cut meat, you can go into the grocery store. And I mean, you might not make that much unless you're a manager, but you'll pretty much have a job guaranteed the rest of your life, as long as we don't get into robots or mechanical mechanisms cutting meat. We do not want that. You'll have some shit looking meat. I promise you. I promise you. As soon as anyone tries to get robots cutting this stuff, it's not going to look anywhere near as nice as what it can. Just 1 second. Remember, whenever you're voting, whenever you're doing anything, and it has to do with people trying to bring robots into a specific job, Always say no to robots getting put in a meat department. Your meat will never look good. I promise you. I promise you. Everything's going prepackaged though. At the bigger companies. At these smaller companies, no. We make more money doing it ourselves than bringing it in prepackaged. The big companies have like when you get to, which one's Fred Meyer? I can't remember the brand for Fred Meyer. Kroger has its own meat plant, and so they grind like anything prepackaged that they do for beef. All that trim that they produce, they make ground beef off-site, package it up, fill it with gas, and then send it around to all their stores. So their ground beef, I know for a fact their pork is all cut off-site. So you have a lot of companies, that the bigger companies that can do it, because they're still saving money in some sort of way. Exactly. We're also human beings, you know, we can't just not do anything all day, every day. I know there's some lazy POSs who like to just absolutely do nothing and live off the government, but if you just made every job a mechanic, like run by a robot, I feel like no one would enjoy living. No one would have a purpose. You know, you got people who literally look forward to going to work every day. I don't understand that. Like, I go to work because I need to make a job, because I need to make money. But I still couldn't just imagine myself just sitting at home every day doing nothing. Tristan the Meat Master? I like that. I would still say Kroger. Fred Meyer or Kroger brand still gets better quality of meat than Walmart does. But it's basically going into the same thing that Walmart does. There isn't one person in the meat department at Walmart who cuts meat. Not one person in that whole department, unless they've somehow worked in a meat department somewhere else and cut meat. I guarantee you not one person in Walmart's meat department knows what they're doing if they were to pick up a knife. Where is this going? This is just stew meat. I've round is a good piece of meat that it's cheap enough that I make my percentage that I need to for stew meat and stir fry. I think this is all I'm gonna need, and I'll stir fry the rest of this probably. But again, none of my knives have been sharpened in almost 11 months. Yeah, it is kind of bad actually. But at this point, I get to brandish how great of quality these knives are. You know what I mean? And I have a whetstone. It's just goes like this. It's not flat. You always want to work on a flat surface when you're sharpening your knife. And I don't want to screw up my knives, especially when they're still working right now. I'm sure when they eventually stop working, I'll probably drive around Twin, hop on Google or something and find some company here that can sharpen these for me. You need a nickname? I want to be called Baby by a girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what kind of a nickname. I mean, you should just call me the meat slapper. Hey! Mr. Muscles? These old 22 pea shooters. How much you earn? I make about $35,000 a year if I work a full 40 hours a week, all year. Customs by Carly, that's my sister. She does custom tumblers, and I don't know if she's still doing her blankets that she was knitting, quilts or whatever, but got a big old pile right here, some stew meat. Go ahead and add this to this package. $6.59 a pound for my stew meat. I'll put you on your own. $6.59 a pound for some stew meat. $6.99 a pound for stir fry. My cube steaks is when I start bumping up my price a little bit with this eye round. I charge $7.59 a pound for my cube steaks. But my cube steaks are generally pretty small packages for two to a package, and you don't go over $6 for a package. Family packs don't go over $12. So price can be a little bit high, but I know how to keep the price low as well. Because you cut muscle. Knew as an eye around how dope. Yep, easiest way to tell. It's usually one of the most circular pieces of meat. You got the tenderloin as well, but the tenderloin isn't going to be normally fat like that unless you get a really beefy cow or like a Wagyu type of cow. Those things can get pretty freaking insane. My job is $7.99 a pound for stir fry. Sheesh. I'll actually have some eye brown out on my counter right now. They actually sell, the small steaks actually sell better than the family packs, but sometimes when the family packs are a decent enough price, they'll kind of swarm over those family packs. Moose, thanks for the follow. If you ain't aware, I am also live over on the YouTube app. 1,000 subscribers, I do a giveaway on a shirt and one of my knives. And then 7,500 by the end of the year. I haven't figured out what yet, but we will do something. So 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Knife and shirt giveaway. I'll have tank tops for females, for the women, and if they like a regular t-shirt as well, then they can get a regular t-shirt instead of a tank top. Am I in Missouri? I'm not. I am in Idaho. Wagyu beef it's over in Japan. It's a bloodline. Like they've been breeding this Wagyu beef bloodline for generations upon generations. So it's kind of like the farmers here. You have farmers who they find these really good bulls or heifers or whatever the hell they are called. And then they have then they can identify these really healthy, good genetic moms too. So they are always breeding these animals, not like making them get like bad genetics or anything, but like it's a big old genetic line. And when you get over into Japan, they feed it very specific kinds of food. Like they don't feed it like we do. Our foods for our cows is generally probably fairly cheap compared to how they do it. And then back in like the 70s or 80s, I think they actually gave their cows beer. Don't quote me on that. That could just be something bad story or whatever. But I'm pretty sure they used to give the cows beer too to help on the Wagyu ones. I live in Rexburg, Idaho. Hell yeah. Messages too? What do you mean messages too? Got a book, writer mom, a knitting sister, and a meat spanker. Best family on YouTube. Oh my god. Massage, not message, okay. I give my bowl beer, he loves it. Oh, I'm sure. Just like you can give your horse cotton candy. I bet you that thing won't stop following you around ever. I saw a video of that. I'm pretty sure it was a horse. Might have been a cow. Either way, try it. Make a video. Tag me. I can't say where I work. I can just say that I'm in a local small town grocery store by Twin Falls. I can't say which town I'm in. I can't say which store I work for. Biggest clues I'm going to give you is it's not a... How's it going, Willie?
Just want to let you know I'm going to be gone next couple days.
Okay. I only have a couple different boxes anyway. No worries.
Yeah, we try to shoot another.
I'll put the muzzle on it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, I didn't look at it.
Yeah, no, my brother actually just filled his towel bag.
Yeah.
That's in Southwest.
What's happening?
Towards Jackpot, and then you branch off Southwest that way.
Yeah, that's what I looked at. I was going to go up over here.
Okay.
That area.
Well, hey, good luck.
Hey, well, thanks, man. So, see you later.
See you later, everyone. I was one of my customers. I save all my spoiled meat, all my beef that starts to spoil and doesn't sell when I reduce it. I don't throw it away. I put it in a box for him, and he takes people out bear hunting. He's a guide for bear hunting, and bears will eat rotten meat. So he does like baiting and stuff. So he takes my rotten meat and he'll make bear bait with it. But he was just letting me know that he's going to be out elk hunting with a muzzle loader for the next couple days. And if I somehow produce enough throwaway meat for him, that he's not going to be here to get it. So I was just letting him know it. Not a worry at all. I don't even really have a box started for you. So 3 beef and 2 elk. The country guy sent a heart meal. Slap my meat and call me Sally. Thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. Freak off parties with Diddy. How did you know? No, I'm just kidding. No, like, come on. Santa Rosa. Ooh, thanks for the Rosa. And another heart meal. Let's go. Don't judge people. Sometimes people want my raw meat. They'll get my raw meat. That ain't a problem. I just might charge you. I don't like meat, but I like you. A heart meat. A baby penguin. Thanks for the baby penguin. Just waddle around. Have you ever seen that viral video of the penguins where they're all walking on ice, and that one penguin just slaps the other one in the back of the head and it falls through a perfect hole in the ice? That shit's golden. Is he streaming somewhere else too? I am also streaming over on YouTube. Didn't know that, now you do. If you subscribe and we reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, we do a knife giveaway And a shirt, Tristan the Meatman shirt giveaway. I got tank tops for the ladies if a lady wins and she would like a tank top. Sorry guys, all I got are t-shirts. Said Boo the Ghost, Mark. Thanks for Boo the Ghost. I don't know if that did an animation on the screen. I'm sorry if I missed it. But thanks for Boo the Ghost. Got 9 people on TikTok. Or 9 people over here. Yeah, no, we were booming on YouTube 2 weeks ago. That was absolutely crazy. I think I got up to like 200 people, 190 people on YouTube. Can we get everyone here on TikTok to just tune into YouTube for just a quick second? Just a quick second? I'd appreciate it. Hello from Canada. Hello from Idaho. Hannah, thanks for the follow. It was an animation, damn, and I missed it. I'm sorry, I missed the Boo animation. So sorry. Feel like I missed another one. God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I blame ADHD. Fucking. I blame everything. Just blame me. I appreciate the second Boo, and I'm sorry for missing it. I'm sorry for missing it. Extra meat slap for you. From TikTok. Oh my God, he sent another Boo the Ghost. 3rd time's the charm. Thank you for sending it. I saw it that time. It was a cute little ghost. You're working, homie. Don't sweat. Hey, I appreciate it. I still try and catch all the gifts that I can. It's a Boo Gaming. Slap the meat for me too. I got you. 3rd one wasn't me. Oh shit. Who sent that one then? Or Starcom. Or Starcottom. Thanks for the Boo. Still, 3rd one was a charm. Took me 3 to finally see it. What is that? Is that a penguin? Thanks for the baby penguin, Suzanne. For anyone saying I'm working slow, I don't care. I'm getting my hours. This is literally all the meat I have to cut today. I might have to cut a little bit of pork, but that's only after I go out there and I fill this meat counter. I'll see if I need to cut some pork. Send a dolphin? Fuck, that was embarrassing. Just... The last 30 seconds have been erased. Don't mind the dolphin. Matter of fact, what the fuck is a dolphin? Alright? Alright. I need a drink. My throat's like... I'm not gonna do a dolphin sound. I don't remember anything what happened. Okay. We good. I just slapped my meat. That's all that's happened, alright? We good. You are soul. Thanks for the follow. Recorded. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, I guess it's gonna show up on this live on YouTube later. Shit. Maybe I can edit that out. Probably not. I'm not that smart with the editing yet. Do the dolphin sound? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was actually low-key embarrassing. A grown-ass man trying to make a dolphin sound. Oh my God. Okay, I'll try a dolphin sound. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna lube up the throat a little bit with some water. Okay. Country guy, thanks for the dolphin. Eee! Eee! Thanks for the 2 dolphins. I appreciate it. See, that one was better at least. That one was better. That one actually not half bad. Not half bad. What other grown ass man you know that's gonna slap his meat and make dolphin sounds on TikTok? None. Eee! Star caught him. Thanks for the dolphin. As you can see, I'm just cutting these into slits of 3, and then I'll go through and cut them into stir fry after. Star caught him. Thanks for the 8 roses. Sorry, it's don't judge me by the size. I can still slap it, okay? It's a good 6 inches, okay? Good 6 inches. Clipped, oh my god. Haven't you ever heard of guy measurements? Like, God, it's a solid 6 inches right there. Why are you slapping? Why are you judging? Dolphin measurements. Finger heart. I send you a finger heart. Appreciate it, the country guy. Six inches, how do you know the size of mine? I never said I did know the size, but thanks for telling me. Got him. Rib platters tomorrow. I have no clue what you're talking about. I think my man's been lying. Go ahead and pull out that tape measure and go and check then. He might run from you though. How am I doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Very rare squad. Beyonder, have a good one. I would think it's enough. Anyone else think this is so satisfying? Well, you got a guy talking shit, making inappropriate jokes, slapping his meat. What could not be entertained about this? It's fighting. Any idea for a dad with 3 kids? What do you mean? I've missed you so much. Hey, thank you so much. This is an eye of round for some stir fry. Picanha, 100%. I don't even think I've ever bought in New York. I think the only time I've ever bought a New York steak was when it was a T-bone. Team ribeye. I've been here for a year, but this year is the only year that I've ever worked here. So now we got all this cut into some stir fry. The best way to just mix it up is just to and voila. It's brains. It's a brain. It's a brain. It's raining stir fry. Hallelujah. It's raining stir fry. Ever cooked a steak in the air fryer? We get these Williamson Valley seasoned tri-tips, and it's like a normal sized, probably a little bit smaller sized tri-tip, but they cut it in half and then they put it in a little package. I've tried that in an air fryer. I wasn't too impressed, but I low and slow smoke everything. So it kind of makes sense that I wouldn't be too happy with the result of an air fryer steak. You know what I mean? Your tat's looking cool. Hey, I appreciate it. If only I could use shadow clone jutsu, I wouldn't ever need another help in the meat department. That would be life right there. Shadow clone meat cutting jutsu. Sheesh. Jay, I'm just gonna say 7Z. Thanks for the follow. Best beef for making jerky. It just depends on what kind of jerky you're looking for. You have Idaho Prep Company located out in Nampa, Idaho. They use bottom round, so your bottom round, your flat. That meat generally has a little bit more fat content in it, intermuscular marbling, than your top round or your eye round. But if you didn't want so much fat in that jerky, you can use eye round, which I just slice into stew meat and stir fry. You can thin slice that into these medallion pieces of jerky. Or you can get a top round, which is where you get your London broil. And you can buy the whole piece and then you get this much meat to make jerky with. Or you can just get a thick cut London broil and cut that into some strips the sizes that you want. And that's also good meat for some jerky. Touch that juicy meat. Ugh. All right. Let's go wrap some meat now. Now, granted, I do have 2 kids, so like, you don't need to take my meat wrapping tips because obviously there's a little bit of leaking going on. No, I'm just kidding. Both my kids were planned. Who you think I am? I'm gonna go grab the meat rack. It's 38 degrees in here today. That's a little chilly. Your chest and my arms done in one go. Holy shit. Do I rap? Only me. Kata, thanks for the follow. Again, if you're on TikTok and you are not following on the YouTube, you're going to miss out on a knife and shirt, Tristanthemeatman shirt giveaway once we reach 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube. So if you would like one of my knives that I have personally cut with, one of my Tristan the Meatman shirts. If you're a female who wins, you get a tank top or a regular T-shirt to choose from. And if you're a guy, I mean, if you'd like a chick tank top, but by all means, I'll send you one. But it might be a little small and a little tight. Desiree, thanks for the follow. What do you do on YouTube then? I post a whole video breakdown. So instead of piecing out, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3 of how to cut this big piece of meat down, I do a whole video, fit 9 to 20 minutes long. I'll post my whole lives, my whole TikTok live, or the whole YouTube live to my profile as well on my YouTube. Answer the damn phone! I swear, those checkers want to drive me crazy with that phone sometimes. Been watching since the last meat market. Hey, I appreciate you for hanging out that long. Okay, I'm back. Carly, no one cares. No, I'm just kidding. Kristen, thanks for the follow. I can be rude. I can say that to her. She's my sister. That was my sister. I said that too. It's okay. Love video. I've been a butcher for 8 years. Good work. Hey, I appreciate it. 2 kids. Wow, dude. Yeah. Was with their mom for just short of 9 years, and I got cheated on. Been divorced for 2 now. Let's just say I don't have a good love life. Low key about to give up on it. Not even lying. Joanne, right? Is that? I need to make sure I said her right. Joanne, thanks for the 2 baseballs. You sent baseballs. Are you watching the World Series? You a Dodgers fan? Are you a Dodgers fan? You better be a Dodgers fan. You better be rooting for the Dodgers. We ain't no Yankee supporter in here. LA Dodgers, all right? I'm watching. Watch it. You'll always have your hand, yeah. Who needs a girl? I like cuddling though. Dodgers in 5, 100% Dodgers in 5. No. If the Yankees somehow manage to pull this off, I will never watch another baseball game in my life. And I will, if anyone ever says the word Dodgers around me, I'll slap them. The Dodgers choke this, being up 3-0, now up 3-1. I will slap a dude anytime he says go Dodgers. In GTA. Don't know if there's guidelines on that. In GTA, okay? Slap them in GTA. Something you never forget when you learn cutting meat. You learn how to cut meat, you'll never forget this. Do a underwear giveaway? I like my underwear. I'm not giving none of my underwear a giveaway. Oh, wait. Yeah, I've been at this since 21. I'm 28. Took about a year off for 7 years. About 7 years I've been at this. Oh. Damn near never seen this process before. You've never seen meat get wrapped? You need to practice on that. If you ain't wrapping your meat, there's a problem there. Pupils are a little big, my guy. I have a pupil dilation problem. My eyes let in too much light or not enough light. So when I'm outside, I have to wear sunglasses or I'm literally blind. Like I get migraines as well. So there's not a lot of light in here. So my eyes are trying to draw in as much as it can and it's not doing too well. Blame my mom. Do I play Fortnite? I used to play Fortnite a lot. I haven't played probably in about a year, a little over a year. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six, Elden Ring. I'm actually thinking about going live tonight on Twitch. Gonna try and link the TikTok to it. Normally when I do, I get a really bad echo that just doesn't stop. Like I'll say something on my Xbox mic, and then when it gets sent over to TikTok, it likes to just repeat it like nonstop and then eventually go out. But I think if I mute my TikTok, it might just pick up the screen share from the Xbox. So I'm gonna try that tonight. If it doesn't work, I'll just be live on Twitch. But the plan is, if I can go live here on TikTok, I might switch over to some Fall Guys. If anyone wants to play some Fall Guys and get their ass kicked by me, game on. Bone-in sirloin steaks. I've never heard of a bone-in sirloin steak. T-bones, we get T-bones in every once in a while. I'm actually about ready just to stop ordering them in though. Like, I don't give a shit if they're on ad. I'm about to just say, fuck T-bones. Oh, I hope you're still in here too. Someone made a bet. They said this was a $35 roast, and I bet them a galaxy that it's not a $35 roast. What's the price on this chuck roast? Well, I have it just a little bit cheaper than what it should be. But if this roast does go over $35, I'm going to change the price a little bit. But I'm confident that this roast is not over $35 though. Oh, you mean pork sirloin. Sorry, yeah, no, I don't do bone-in pork sirloin. I actually haven't seen a bone-in pork sirloin roast in a while. Actually, I don't even think I've cut one since I've been here. It hasn't even been on ad. I think they stopped making them. $25.60, $7.19 a pound. You owe me a galaxy, sir. Reason for not wanting T-bones in set? Yeah, I probably should have gotten to that. Every time I get T-bones in, they don't sell. So we'll have them on sale for like $11.99 a pound, which is fantastic for a T-bone. I think I had them on sale one time for $10.99 a pound. And they don't sell. I reduced 2 out of 3 of the T-bone bags that I cut out of the box, and then I just deboned the last one into a fillet, into a tenderloin roast, and into my New York strip loin. I just lose money on the T-bones. That's all I do. I just lose money every time I bring in a T-bone. I lose money on it, like a couple $100. God of Fortnite. I used to be pretty decent. Meat cutter in Illinois. How's your meat prices over there? I can beat you in a 1v1 in Fortnite. Well, if you tune into my live tonight and my Fortnite is updated, I'll take that. I haven't touched Fortnite in over a year, and I bet I can still whoop your ass. Only thing that's bone in is ribeye or T-bone and short ribs. Same in my store, T-bone loses money every time. Every freaking time. And I literally have customers. Hey, you gonna have T-bones in soon? Just got done with them. I'll look, and then I pull out my phone, look at my future ads. I got T-bones on ad 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Oh, okay, I'll come in, I'll ask you to cut me like 1.5 inches. Oh, okay. Never see the dude again. Or I had one guy, I just cut T-bones, and I put them out there, and he was all like, these aren't cut thick enough. I was like, these are like 1.25 inches. He's like, I want mine like 1.5 inches. I was like, okay, well, I'll cut another one Friday. I was like, and you could come in Friday afternoon or Saturday, and they'll be ready for it. And he was like, okay, bet. He never came in. Get all these people, where's your T-bones? Where's your T-bones? And then no one ever buys them. And then you reduce them, and then no one still buys them. And you can't say it's because it's too expensive, because they're buying my ribeyes for $16.99 and $17.99 a pound. Anywhere from $20 a single steak to $40 for 2 steaks. And they don't want to buy a bone-in T-bone steak for $33 for 2 of them. I don't get it. I gotta find chuck eye. Chuck eye steak, 1200. Worked for a Bilo when I started. Don't know what that is. Not a meat cutter, he's a beater. I cut meat and I slap my meat. Don't judge me. What's my favorite meat? A ribeye. If I couldn't ever get a ribeye, it would probably be a chuck eye, because it's still technically a ribeye. And then the picanha cat. So I got chuck steak, $7.69. Do I put it at the same price as a chuck steak, $7.69, or do I put it $7.99? I'm gonna leave it up to chat. $7.99 or $7.69 a pound for chuck eye. I'm gonna let y'all choose. This is your choice. This is your choice. Okay, grocery chain. $7.99, let's do it. I get off work in 2.5 hours. 2.5, 3 hours, 3 hours if I want. I get the dollar from chuck steak to chuck eye steak, but technically these should be on sale this week. It's just when I went from my select beef ad to the CAB, our other store out in, I can't say where it's located because then it would be very easy to decipher where I work, but the other store in the town like 30, 45 minutes away, they make our ads, or they're 45 minutes away. They make our ads because we have the same ad as them, but I went up to CAB and they didn't. And so all of our ads that are getting brought down to us, the beef doesn't match. So how I had ball tip, inside, and chuck roll coming this week, the ad shows sirloin tip and chuck tender this week. So this is like a manager, like my ad, like a manager special ad. But I'm still trying to make a little bit of money because sales were shit. Or not sales, my purchases were really shit this week. Because of turkeys coming in. My first invoice for the week was $7,200 because like $4,000 of it was turkeys, $3,000 of it was turkeys. So I'm trying to make my sales go up just a little bit right before I do inventory in a week or two so that my numbers look good instead of really bad because of the turkeys. If that makes sense. My nose is definitely the coldest part. It's constantly running back here. I'd say that's the shittiest part about this job, is your nose getting cold. Am I required to wear gloves? Nope, I could go and cut meat all day if I wanted to with just my bare hands. No, it wouldn't be a problem at all. I can touch all this meat raw if I wanted to. I would rather do it freshly washing my hands after. I mean, technically they are still pretty clean. The only thing that I've touched it is stickers. Yeah, so I could technically touch this meat if I really wanted to. It's not ready to eat food. When you have food that's ready to eat, already prepared, fresh, ready to eat, you have to handle it with gloves. But since you have to cook all this first, any germs or little bacteria that you get from touching it gets instantly cooked off when you put it on the grill. First of November. Yeah, I have a bunker in the front of the store, a frozen bunker. A coffin case basically, and that's where I put like my frozen chicken. Like I had drumsticks on sale last weekend for 99 cents a pound, and then like other sausages and other chicken throughout the summer, and I put up in that bunker, but it's completely empty, or it was completely empty. I filled it up with some turkeys yesterday. $1.29 a pound for some turkeys at our store this year. And then I want to say middle of November, you spend $50 or more. You spend up to $50. It's like 50, yeah, between like $50 and $100. You get a turkey for like 50 cents a pound or something like that. And then if you spend over $100, you get a free turkey up to like 16 pounds here. Steph, thanks for the follow. Had to keep tables sanitized. Everything you cut, different meats cause cross-contamination. There can be cross-contamination, yes. But say, for example, I just cut beef. I can go cut pork on that same table that I just cut beef on. I mean, yeah, I might take my a wet rag and kind of wipe all the moisture that's on top off, meat juice that's on top off. But I can go straight to cutting pork right on that. But if I cut pork first and then I needed to cut beef, I would have to completely spray the cutting board off, soap it up, spray that off, sanitize it, spray it off, and then I could cut on it again. So going beef to pork, you don't need to clean. Pork to beef, you do need to clean. And if you're going pork to chicken, again, you don't need to clean, but it's probably nice to wipe off the meat juices, kind of maybe scrape the top of it. Now people are probably going to disagree, but no, it's literal how it goes. It's how it goes. Beef is done at 120. Shit, you can even eat blue rare at 115. Pork isn't done till 145 though. So if you have some beef juice on pork juice, the little bit of beef juice that's on that pork is getting done way before the pork's even done being cooked. Then you go from pork to chicken. Chicken needs to be cooked to up to 165. So from that 145 up to that 165, that pork is done. It's done. That pork juice that's on that chicken, it's done. So It just depends on how you look at it. Like it is cross contamination. If that, for example, that meat for the beef, if it was bad and then I cut the pork on it, chances are that there might get a little bit of bacteria on the pork, but it's not gonna like cause a bunch of harm, if that makes sense. Okay, 919. Really? Yeah, everywhere that I've ever seen or worked, if you go from beef to pork, you don't gotta clean it. You can just wipe it off if you want to. And it was the same when I worked at Fred Meyer. So it's not just these small stores that do it. There's big brands like Kroger that do it. And that's why I generally just start on my beef first thing, and then I work into my pork. I don't have to cut chicken, so it's all prepackaged. Can I get your phone number? No. You can message me on Instagram though if you need something. Tristanthemeatman on Instagram. Genuinely every time. Bergie, thanks for the heart me. Sent you a heart you back. Usually after every live, I'll hop on my Instagram and go through my messages just to see if anyone has messaged me. It's usually just a bunch of people trying to say like hi, or they'll share like a video or something. I don't respond to them. But if it's like a genuine question, like hey, I'm trying to cook this, or hey, I got a question about this meat, or actual genuine questions, I usually do respond to. So if you actually have a question, not just wanting to get my number, just to bug the hell out of me, go ahead and message me on my Instagram. Forgot to put a sticker on this one. Hello from the UK. Hello from Idaho. You've sent 100K, 1,000 likes. Hell yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, if you ain't following or subscribed on the YouTube and you're over here on TikTok, up in my link tree, I have a YouTube link that can take you straight to my YouTube, and go ahead and drop a subscription on there. It's free. You can hit that subscription. I know there are the paid subscriptions. I don't think I have that unlocked yet, so it's not even a worry about it. You can't get charged going to follow me on YouTube. Not even a worry about it. And we have a giveaway to do at 1,000 subscribers if we can reach it by the end of the year, by December 31st. We have 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube. I will give away one of my knives and one of my Tristan the Meatman shirts. We can reach 7,500. I'll have something planned. I was gonna completely shave, beard, goatee, head. I think I would look creepy and unattractive as hell if I did that, and I don't want to do that. So can't do that. I don't want to scare the dates away. I prefer to get a girlfriend, not scare them away. Where's the automatic wrapper? Right here. Right here. The automatic wrapper's right here. I want to be friends with you. Ooh. Is the boss. Ever tried? I don't like cider. Subbed on the YouTube. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. Beyonder, have a great day, man. Or lady. I didn't see the picture, so I don't know if I'm talking to a man or a female, but man or a woman, but have a great rest of your day. Alan, thanks for the follow. How much overtime do I get this week? I don't get any overtime. Believe it or not, I actually only work 35 hours a week. That's actually all that I can work to be able to live where I live. Cheapest place I could find to live here in Twin Falls, and I made too much working 40 hours a week, but I barely qualify at 35 hours a week. So that's what I do. Self-service market or wait on a customer. I fill a counter and then they can grab it from the counter out there, and then if they see something that's not out there or they need help cutting it down a little bit, then I can help them with that. See what the meat case looks like? Well, I'll tell you what. After I wrap all this, I'll go and fill the meat case. I'll put all this out there. And then if there's no customers out there, if there's no customer out there, I'll show the meat case. Deal? I think that's a fair deal. Glenn's, you mean Glenn's Ferry? I've never heard of Glenn's Falls. Oh no, Mom, I'll be fine. I'll be fine if I show the counter. There's nothing out there that says where I work, unless you get right up onto the meat package. And I'll be standing fairly far back, that no one will be able to read anything. They could screenshot the picture and zoom in and do anything that they wanted. They wouldn't be able to see anything if they tried. How much longer I think? Well, after I got 2 more packages of stew meat to wrap, and then we got a pan of stir fry. So I'm gonna say 5 minutes tops before I get to go out there. $35 hours a week sucks if your wage isn't the best. Well, if I work a full 2 weeks at 35 a week, so 70 hours, that covers my rent. So I have one bill completely just all for rent, which sucks. And then I have another check that is just for bills and car payment. And that takes however much that takes. So it's better than $2,000 a month in rent, because then I had nothing. I hated Saturdays because if you were the late guy, you did all the boning from the week. Fuck that. Except for the fact that I'm actually really good at deboning stuff. Walmart should pay more. Walmart should not pay more. If you work at Walmart in the meat department, the only thing you are doing is grabbing a package of meat from a box and putting it on the shelf. They don't cut anything in Walmart. They don't make anything at Walmart. The only thing they do is grab a package from a box that looks exactly like this, and either they put a price tag on it, or it might even already come in with a price tag on it. That's literally all they do. From a box to the counter. They don't grab a knife, they don't wrap it, they don't do anything with it, except price it. They stopped in 2004. See, I wasn't sure if they actually ever had a meat department like that. But I do know that for as long as I've been a meat cutter, they've never, ever had a meat cutter back in Walmart unless it's a Sam's Club. Yeah, I can cut steaks to different thicknesses. I can actually cut a steak however thick I want. If I feel like cutting a 2-inch thick cut ribeye and putting it on my counter, I can do that. If I wanted to just do a very thin slice cut of ribeye, I can do that. I'm the boss of whatever goes into that counter. So if I think it can make me money, I'll put it out there. If it won't make me money, then I won't do it. Cutting a ribeye that thick won't make me money. I'll have to reduce that. It was the package plant's fault, not Walmart. What do you mean? Oh, if you ever have bad meat? Well, I mean, it's also Walmart for wanting to go that way. They decided to save money by not paying people to cut fresh meat. And then I'm pretty sure they want to go to lab grown meat too. So like me personally, I don't buy meat from Walmart. I've bought shrimp and I buy maybe chicken. My ex-wife bought a package of ground beef there for one time because she forgot to tell me to get ground beef at work. And I asked her if she was trying to poison me. Which she probably was. That much theft on your steaks? Not really. It's actually really hard to steal a package of meat. The most that happens is you get people going through the chicken, and the chicken tags are really easy to rip off from their package because it's not this kind of saran wrap. It's a thicker kind. So when I put a sticker on it and the chicken's frozen, a couple days later, 3-4 days later, you can just rip that tag off still and it's still sticky. And they'll sometimes put it on a package of meat. So a $4 package of drumsticks at Ron sale got put on a $22 package of steak, and the cashiers don't ever check that stuff. But I've gotten really good at finding and paying attention when people do that. And we actually have like a couple that we've caught 2 or 3 times on camera. So I'm just waiting to see them in the store. And then I'm just gonna watch them. I'll literally just walk around the store and watch them. Let them know that they have in fact been caught stealing. Because I'll literally just follow them around. I'll mad dog them the whole time. And then if they ask why I have a problem, I'll be like, did you steal this? You take packages of chicken, you take the chicken prices and you put it on my beef? No, I don't. Really, I've seen you do it 3 times on camera. I'm just waiting. Ever butcher an alligator? No, but I want to try alligator. I want to hunt it too. Shit would be fun. Where have I been? Last week, couldn't go live. Kind of was a bad week for going live or making videos back here. Had some stuff going on. This week, it's just been a shit kind of week already. Monday sucked. Yesterday, just didn't really feel the best. Today, I also still don't feel the best. My knees kept me up most of the night. Swollen knees, bad knees. I'm gonna go run this rack. So I'm gonna be AFK or AFC. I'm gonna be away from camera for just a little bit. I'm gonna put all this out on my counter. And I'll be right back to show you all the counter if there's no customers out there, right? So just give me, this should just take a couple minutes for me to put out, and I'll be right back to show y'all, right? Okay, it's clear right now. So let's go ahead and try and do this. I've never carried 2 phones around before, so let's see how this works. Can I flip? Okay, I can't do that. So where's flip camera? Okay, flip camera, all right. I'm gonna show y'all my counter, okay? Flip camera, flip camera. So this is my meat counter. Everything here was cut by me, made by me. We go into the chicken, it needs to be filled up a little bit. That's my meat counter. That's my meat counter. Sorry if it's a little quick. Just seems a little weird holding 2 phones out there. So appreciate you all for tuning in. I do live in Twin Falls. Honeybee, it's a fairly easy job if you know what you're doing. I think it's easy. 9 times out of 10, if there's just one meat cutter in the thing, he's probably struggling. I'm not struggling. This is fairly easy for me, but see if I can prop y'all up real quick. How'd I learn how to cut? Got lucky. All right. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Meat Man is going to sign on out here. I'm going to get to cleaning up. Pulling some chicken out of my freezer. This live should be available by the end of today. I need to figure out how to get my TikTok live to post instead of the YouTube live. I've been kind of going through the YouTube videos lives, and they seem to kind of lag every now and then. I'll check this one, check the quality, but I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in today. The new follows, the new subscriptions on YouTube, any gifts I've somehow missed. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Give you a bottom of this heart, all right? I thank you all for the support. Meat Man's gonna sign on out of here. Might have a video posted on YouTube tomorrow or Friday. Just depends on how it goes. If you ain't subscribed to the YouTube, make sure you go and subscribe. Giveaway at 1,000 by the end of the year, so make sure you're following and subscribed. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Meat Man's gonna sign on out of here. So, bye.